Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you are today. Thank you very much for coming to the first of our frequently asked question webinars here with SINE Education. We're running a few of these webinars over the next few days. So I'll basically just go over a couple of slides, cover some of our more frequently asked questions, and then there is a chance for you to ask any questions that you have about being here in Thailand in our little chat box. So let's get started, shall we? So this whole session, basically what I'm going to cover is a little bit about who we are here at SINE Education, a kind of overview of us as a company, cover some of our most frequently asked questions, and then open up the floor for you to ask any questions that you have. So introductions. Who is SINE Education? Who are we? What do we do? Well, we are currently the country's leading education provider of conversational English language learning to Thai government high schools across the country. And the purpose of this session is to answer any of your questions and provide some clarity for prospective teachers, be that whether you plan to join SINE, whether you plan to move to Thailand for any other reason, or even if you're just considering teaching abroad and want to find out a little bit more about what that might look like. And what can you expect? Well, you'll find out all about us, as well as have the chance to answer any of your burning questions. So a company overview. SINE Education started in 2010 with the goal of providing effective, supported English language learning in Thai government schools across the country, especially in more low-income areas like Isan. Today, we have over 60 schools and employ over 350 teachers spread out across the country. But what makes us different is that we provide all of the resources and all of the training needed to start teaching. It's the reason that we don't require a TEFL certificate is because we provide you with that training. A TEFL kind of teaches you a little bit of classroom management, but the main focus is how to write and structure lessons. Well, here with SINE, we provide you those structured lessons already. So you can really focus on growing your teacher persona, yourself as a teacher, learning those skills, developing those skills, and kind of moving into a new career and a new path. So another little thing that's a little bit different about us is we have comprehensive ongoing support for all of our teachers from both our Thai and our Western management teams. So once you're in your school, you will continue to be supported throughout your tenure with SINE, be that you stay for one school semester or you stay here for 10 years. That support does not end until the day that you leave SINE Education. So let's get started with our frequently asked questions. First, we're going to talk about the requirements. So what are the requirements to teach English with SINE? You must be a native English speaker from one of the following countries: the USA, the UK, Ireland, Canada, South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia. You need to be under the age of 55 at the time of employment, and you must have a bachelor's degree. Now, all three of these requirements are mandated by the Thai Ministry of Education and the Thai Immigration. They're part of the visa and the work permit application. So unfortunately, if there are any of those three that you don't have or that you aren't, then unfortunately you cannot have employment with SINE. There are still alternative opportunities, however. But to teach with SINE, you must be a native English speaker aged under 55 and have a bachelor's degree. But you do not need a TEFL qualification. Can I teach with SINE without a bachelor's degree? Like I just said, unfortunately, you cannot. It is mandated, and therefore we would be unable to obtain the correct paperwork for you. I have a master's or a PhD. Why do you still want my bachelor's? Again, that bachelor's is needed as part of the application for the work permit and for the visa. So we do require a copy of your bachelor's degree certificate, and ideally, if you have them, your transcripts. It's getting a little bit more complicated here in Thailand with regards to transcripts and certificates. Bangkok and a couple of the other provinces now require transcripts as well as bachelor's degree certificate. But that's something that if you're not sure about, you can discuss during your interview with our recruitment manager. The application process. what is the application process? It's really, really simple to apply to work with SINE. You can either apply via our website and our own job board, or you might find us on partner job boards like Ajan or Go Overseas. Whatever way you apply, it all kind of comes through the same way and comes through to our recruitment manager. Once you've applied, we're going to request some documents from you. Those documents just confirm your eligibility. So it'll be a copy of your degree and a photograph of your passport. We're also going to ask you for a recent photograph of yourself. This kind of just forms a teacher profile for us, and it's something that we might then share with the school. Down the line, if we're able to offer you a position, we need to share that profile with the school first. Why do you need my documents, and is it safe to send them? Like I said, we need to make sure that you're eligible to join our program. And absolutely, we do keep all of your documents safe. They are stored within our specialized HR system and are only accessible by our senior management team. I applied but never heard back. We get this question all the time, but I promise you, we contact absolutely everybody who applies for our program. Even if you are not eligible, we will still contact you and let you know. So if you apply to us and you haven't heard anything, that means that that email is sitting in your spam or your junk folder. Because it comes through our HR system, unfortunately, a lot of email kind of programs, especially Gmail, filters us over into spam. So if you do apply, and even after you've applied, please keep an eye on your inbox, your spam, and your junk, because we will contact you. Support and relocation. Really important things that people think about when they're moving to a new country is what kind of support is on offer and how does the relocation work. So what support? We offer a full range of support here with SINE. So we have a whole fantastic team who will help do your visa, your work permit. You'll have a school coordinator sitting in your school. They'll help you find accommodation, provide you with kind of support day to day in terms of school admin, communicating with Thai teachers, all of those kind of things. You will have comprehensive teacher training in all kinds of ways, not only how to be a teacher in the classroom, but also some advice and some pointers around kind of cultural sort of orientation and things like that as well. Our whole senior management team are all expats and all ex-teachers, which means the support we provide comes from a serious place of understanding and empathy, because we have all been in your shoes. We all understand what it's like to move to Thailand and to start teaching, and a lot of us without any teaching experience. So we really have been there. Why don't you pay for flights, relocation, or accommodation? Actually, this is very rare. In Thailand, it's very common, I know, in a lot of other Southeast Asian countries, especially Japan and Korea. However, it is not the case often in Thailand. If it is the case, then it's usually because that is an international or a private school. Therefore, they have the funds to do things like that. We here at SINE work with Thai government schools, but don't worry. Thailand is an incredibly affordable country, so we can absolutely help you find some in-budget accommodation. We can help give you as much advice as possible with regards to relocation. And we do cover your hotel when you first arrive during your training. We'll cover 4 nights, and we'll cover your airport transfer. We'll reimburse you the cost of that transfer during your training. I'm worried about feeling isolated. I think this is something that's up for a lot of people kind of thinking about moving over to another country. With SINE, you'll never be the only teacher in your school. But not only that, as I said before, we have 350 teachers over actually working for us right now, which means that you're kind of in a network of people that are in the same boat as you, that you are able to connect with and build relationships with. So you'll have lots of chance during your training to make connections, during your day-to-day life, and kind of just as you're here with your team at your school. So what's it like being a teacher? What's the schedule like? You will teach a maximum of 24 lessons per week, 7:30 until 4, Monday to Friday. Most of our schools actually teach around 20 to 22 lessons per week, but we set that maximum at 24. So you will have plenty of time during your school day to have a break, have lunch, take a rest, do whatever you need to do. You should never need to do anything outside of those school hours. Additional responsibilities. Once or twice a week, you might need to do something called gate duty, which means standing at the entrance of the school and you will wire the students as they enter. This is actually a really nice way of meeting other teachers at your school, of being present to the students and showing how proud you are to be a teacher at that school. You might be asked to support English competitions and English camp. Usually this is once per semester, possibly once per year. Those English camps and English competitions are a lot of fun. They're a really good opportunity for you to get involved, to support your students, and to do something fun outside of the classroom. Of course, there is also the additional responsibility of covering classes. Should a teacher be sick, they might be on a visa run, something like that. You may need to be you may be asked to cover their classes. But like I said, we have that maximum of 24 lessons per week. If you teach over 24, you will be paid extra for those classes. I've never taught before and I'm not sure how to do it. This one was very relatable for me when I first moved out here to Thailand. I'd never stood in front of a class before and didn't know how I would be, but I also knew that I had quite a big personality, and really that is going to take you a long way here. So don't worry. We'll provide lots of training and lots of support, and you'll have a lot of chance to practice standing in front of the class. You'll deliver to your peers during training. So you don't have to worry too much, and you will grow and develop and learn those skills as you go on, as you would with absolutely anything. But the bonus of coming out here and doing that with SINE is that we are there to support you, and having those pre-provided lessons means you really can focus on being a teacher and growing those skills rather than having to do all of the admin work in the background at the same time. Will I get to choose my school, or will I be placed without a say? So you will be offered a school. You might even be offered multiple, depending on what vacancies we have available at that time. And then we give you chance and encourage you to look at the school, look at the area, ask us lots of questions, find out as much as you can before accepting that school, because we really focus on being as transparent as possible. We want you to know what to expect when you arrive in your placement location. We'll never ever place you anywhere without showing you first, without providing you with the information that you want, and without you agreeing to it. Obviously, things might change once you arrive. It might not be still exactly what you expected, but the importance is that you research that area first. Visas. I think this is probably the biggest question that somebody has and that people ask us about, is the visa process, because it is long and complicated and confusing, especially if you're coming from your home country and you've never needed to worry about a visa before. It can be a little bit of a mind game. However, don't worry. We have a fantastic foreign teacher assistance team, or FTA. They process all of the visa and the work permit for you. It takes about 8 weeks to process your working visa, your non-B visa. We will then support you to do a visa run to Laos to convert your tourist visa into a non-B working visa. Then you arrive back in Thailand and you can then go and collect your work permit. Something people then ask is, why can't I do that now? Well, part of the paperwork must be completed by your school's director. And the school's director will not complete that paperwork until they have seen you on their school site, until your first day. So you must have started at your school before we can finalize all of that paperwork and submit the application. I already have a visa. Maybe you're here on a DTV, an education visa. Why can't I just get a work permit? Well, you must have a non-B, a work visa in order to get a work permit. Conversion is not possible, so you have to follow the same process as everybody else, and that is going out of the country, converting to a non-B working visa, coming back in, and then picking up your work permit. Okay, so it is now time for you. If you have any questions, you can ask them. You can ask them in the chat box here, and we will get round to your questions and answering your questions as best we can. If your question is something related to life outside of teaching, just kind of general Thailand questions, then that's absolutely fine too. I will give a moment for anyone to ask any questions. Yes, we actually have a few coastal schools. We don't have many, and we don't have anything down the south, but we absolutely do have a few coastal schools. I don't know whether they would be considered exactly on the beach, but they are definitely closer to the beach than Bangkok or any of our schools in the northeast in Isan. So we do have some beach schools, but believe me, the competition for the beach schools is naturally quite high because they are kind of where people want to go. If people don't want to be in Bangkok, then they want to be at the beach. So yes, we do, but they're quite a hard to come by vacancy. Okay, I think that is it for our questions. So next steps. You've heard what you've had, you've answered your questions, you've asked your questions, you've heard our FAQs, and you're ready to apply, or perhaps you want to just find out a little bit more about us. Well, visit our website. You can scan the QR code on screen right now, and that will take you to our website. If you click the little jobs tab at the top, that will take you to our special job board, and you can view all of our current vacancies and our openings. Follow us on social media for more updates and content straight from our teachers and straight from our school, so you can get a real good taste of what school life is like. And you are welcome to DM us on socials anytime if you have any questions that you would like some answers to. Thank you very much for joining our first ever SINE Q&A. Oh, we've got another question. Bangkok or Isan, what do you recommend? Oh, that is a fantastic question. So it is very much dependent on what you want out of your experience. Naturally, being in Bangkok, you're going to have pretty much, well, I say pretty much, you are going to have absolutely everything that you could want on your doorstep. But Bangkok is very busy all of the time, every day. So if you are someone that likes the peace and quiet, then Bangkok is not the place for you. Bangkok is also more expensive, both cost of living and rent. So your salary is not going to go as far in Bangkok as it would if you are in somewhere like Isan. So I'd like to, I can't really speak for everyone, but I'm pretty confident I can speak for most of our senior managers that we are all very, very passionate about Isan. We've all spent time living and working there. Isan is a fantastic area of the country here in Thailand. It is somewhere that you are going to experience things that you wouldn't have experienced anywhere else. But of course, it is slightly more rural. There are less Westerners. There are less expats. There aren't really any tourist hotspots or anything like that. So it is a little bit more of a kind of like immersive Thai experience. You will, of course, still have everything that you need. It might just be that is in the city over from the town that you're living in. So when you're considering Bangkok or Isan, you need to think about what you want out of your placement. Do you want hustle and bustle and convenience, but also are happy to sacrifice kind of having savings, really? Or do you want nature and peace, but maybe slightly less convenience, or the idea of having to travel a little bit further for that convenience? So yeah, that would be my kind of take on Bangkok or Isan. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us here today at our first SINE FAQ webinar. Oh, you're most welcome. Have a good day too. Thank you for joining. If you would like to ask any questions, like I said, please DM us on social media and we will respond to you as best we can. Thank you all for your time. It was a pleasure to see you, and I hope you join us